Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the 1111 Matrix Code Revealed. As always, I'm your host, Garrett King. Okay, this video, folks, is going to be mind-bending. At least I hope it is. It's been mind-bending for me, so I hope the information is just as mind-bending for you. I don't want to waste a whole lot of time, because I don't have very much time to record, so I just want to go ahead and jump into this. So the other day, I'm sitting here thinking of ideas that I could research, something that you guys might find interesting. And since this whole entire channel revolves around numbers, that's what popped into my head was a number. Not the typical numbers that I usually talk about, although I have spoken of this one in the past, just not to the level that I speak about all these other numbers. The number that I am referencing is pi. So the idea was to type in the phrase, "what is pi?" and then see if other terms, would come up, relative terms that would have the same value as the question being asked. Okay. So I go to the internet and I do this. I just want to show you guys so you can see exactly and you can already see what I've typed in, but let's just go ahead and do it again. So what is, I don't know why it's doing it all in caps now. Jeez. What is pi? Okay. So this is what comes up. And what I was looking for is basically, this type of information down here where it would explain the number and talk about the number. And then I wanted to use those phrases, just copy, paste them in and see if they would, have the same value as the base term or the question, what is pi? However, as you can see here on the screen, this calculator pops up with this number right here, which is the first 8 digits after the decimal point in the number pi. And something in my head told me, don't use the question, what is pi? It told me to use that number spelled out. So that's what I did. And here, I'm just going to go ahead and show you what happens when we do this. So we're going to type in 3.14159265. Okay. So this is how we would say this if we were speaking to someone, explaining pi to them, and we started saying the number. We would literally say it as 3.14159265, and then so on if we can, we're going to continue the number on. So typing this out gave me my base term and its value of 3966. Now, a little interesting that it contains the numbers 3, 6, and 9, but there's an additional 6. So, I'm not going to put too much into that, but let's keep going because this gets incredibly bizarre. Okay. So I get the base value, 3966. So let's come over here and just put this in. Let's do it over here. 3966. All right. And then the next thing that I did is I went to the Pi search page, which is right here. Anyone can bring this up. It's www.ngo.net/pi/. And you can see it on the screen. I guess I didn't have to say it. You can see it. So anyway, you come to Pi, and basically what this page does is it allows you to put in any number, and it will tell you where in Pi that number is located, like where it's going to show up. So obviously, the numbers that I talk about a lot are 1111, 333, 369, 963. There's another number that I talk about a lot, but a little less frequent than the others, and that's the number 37. I felt the need, I guess, to put that number in. So I typed in 37. And as you can see right here, it says the string 37 occurs at position 46. And I thought, interesting. What if I was to take that phrase and put it into arithmetic here? So that's what I did. Spelled out. Okay, so I put the string 37 occurs at position 46. If I could spell. Hang on a second. Screwing this up. Okay, there it is. I had too many, or I had an extra T plugged in here. So the string 37 occurs at position 46. Okay, that's exactly what it says right here. The string 37 occurs at position 46. Same thing here, except it's just spelled out. That's all I did. I just spelled it out. Now look at the total, folks. It's 3946. That's the total or the value of that phrase. 3946. And we have 3966 up here. It's 20 off. 20 off. Now, look right here. It shows us the string and its surrounding digits, the 37. And then right below it, we have the text version. Now, this is still in beta format, so I don't know what it's going to look like when it's complete. But 37, and it has the letter L showing up right below it. And I thought to myself, what are the chances? What are the chances that I would add an L to this and it would meet the same value of 3966? Well, the only way to find out is I'm going to put a dash here. The dash has no value. Just putting it there for visual separation. And I'm going to type in the letter L. And there we have it. Folks, 3966. What are the chances? I just said it. That shocked me beyond belief. The precision is off the chart. Like completely. 3966. And keep in mind, folks, this number 37, yes, I do reference it. I do talk about it a lot. But 37 is the value of the name Jesus in Hebrew ordinal gematria. And I keep talking about how through my research that I believe Jesus is a reference to the energy source, the code that runs this entire simulation. Now, again, think about that. The whole entire thing is a code. I pull up the number pi, I spell it out as it shows us here on the screen. I go to the Pi search page, I put in the number 37, and the phrase that comes up, I put that in, and it's 20 digits off from the base term. And then it shows me a text version with the letter L sitting below the number 37. And I add an L there, and it completes the value. When I explained this to my brother and showed this to my brother, he was just like, how? How is this possible? It is too precise. And I said, well, what does that tell you in of itself? That it's not a coincidence. It isn't. It is by design. It is by design. Now, there's something else interesting that I want to show you. So, look at the number pi, and it's right here. Whatever you type in, what is pi, this is what it's going to show you. It's going to show you the 3, the decimal, and then the 8 digits following it. We know that there's more than 8 digits because, look here, just the other day, this announcement was made that a Google employee discovered nearly 9 trillion new digits of pi. Okay? And this sets a whole new record. And it brings the total number of digits of pi to approximately 31.4 trillion. 31.4 trillion. That's extraordinary. And it is believed that pi is a number that will never end. It will just keep going and going and going and going. I mean, to this point, we have now found 31.4 trillion decimal places in this number. But back to what I was going to show you. When you put this in right here, it shows you the 3, the decimal, and then the 8 digits following it. Check this out, folks. This is kind of interesting as well. So 3 point. Okay, so let's just put 3 point in your head. In fact, let's just do it over here. Let's come right here and put in 3 point. Okay? Now, let's look at the 8 digits that it's showing us right here. And let's add those 8 digits up. So 1 plus 4 plus 1 plus 5 plus 9 plus 2 plus 6 plus 5 equals 33. Look at that, folks. 3.33. 333, the number that started all of this. I woke up at 3:33 every single night for almost an entire year. It's like we're coming back full circle. Full circle. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because this gets pretty wild. Okay. So, as I said, my base phrase was 3.14159.265 spelled out. It gives us the value of 3966, which means every phrase that I found must match that value. And boy, do they. Okay, so the first one. Deconstructed, the number pi is a mathematical constant that is the ratio of a circle's circumference, I can't even say that word, circumference to its diameter. Okay? Deconstructed, the number pi is a mathematical constant that is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. It's a true statement. It is the definition of pi. And the word deconstructed just simply means we're breaking it down so that people can understand what pi actually means. Its value, 3966. The next one. Archimedes, the Greek mathematician, determined the hidden algorithm that calculated the first several decimal points in pi. That is true. That is another true statement. Its value, 3966. The next one. Now, this one I found interesting. It says when you change the sound frequency, you change the form. Now, think about that. I'm sure most of you have seen these videos where they've taken sand or something like that and they've put it on like a speaker or just some kind of platform. And then they've played music or like a rhythm, and the sand will sit there and vibrate and it'll move and it'll start to create like almost like a fractal design, if you will. Now, sound frequency and pi don't have anything really related to one another unless we are referencing something in a circle. Keep that in mind. And think about that. Let's keep moving. Now, here's the one that I put in. The string 37 occurs at position 46, and the letter L, which showed up right underneath the number 37 on the Pi search page. Now, let's go back over here. So what is the first digit after the decimal? It's 1. Okay, so it tells us the string 1 occurs at position 1. Well, let's look at the next phrase. Spelled out, the string 1 occurs at position 1. This is the first inbound digit after the decimal after the decimal point in the number pi. Okay? Again, the string 1 occurs at position 1. This is the first inbound digit after the decimal point in the number pi. Folks, this is absolutely a correct statement. 1 is the first inbound digit after the decimal point in the number pi. It's literally describing what we are seeing on the screen. Now, the next number is 4. Now, we could look at this as 4, or we could look at the 1 before it and combine them together into one number. Okay? Now, I'm not saying adding them. I'm simply saying 1 and 4, 14. Okay? Put the 1 and 4 together, we have 14. We'll check this out. Let's go back over here. If we put in 1 and 4, it's going to tell us that the string 1 and 4 also occurs at position 1. Well, obviously it's going to. If we look at the numbers individually, 1 is going to be position 1, 4 is going to be position 2, and so on. But if you look at 1 and 4 as being one solid number, it's going to inherit the position or the first position. So it's going to be position 1. So it tells us the string 14 occurs at position 1. This is a match. The first double digit after the decimal point in pi. Folks, if we simply look at the numbers 1 and 4 as 14, instead of being 1 and 4, just look at it as 14, it is the first double digit number after the decimal point. And that's exactly what it says. Okay, let's keep going. Now, it goes 1, 4, 1. So what happens if we look at the first 3 digits? Okay. So instead of being 1 being separate, 4 being separate, 1 being separate, we just say 1, 4, 1. It literally tells us that if we type that in over here, 1, 4, 1, the string 141 occurs at position 1. Okay. So that is true because we're looking at 141 being a solid number. And we look over here and it says the string 141 occurs at position 1. This is the first the first 3 digits counted after the decimal point in pi. Folks, we're seeing it right there on screen. It is describing everything that we're actually seeing. Okay. Now, if we look at the number 4 by itself, it says the string 4 occurs at position 2. The next phrase, the string 4 occurs at position 2, the second digit on the line after the decimal in pi. It's not talking about double digits. It's not talking about triple digits. It is simply saying it is the second digit after the decimal in pi. I mean, folks, the precision of this it's off the charts. It's insane. It's insane. Okay, let's go to the next one. So, the number 9 is the 5th number after the decimal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 9 is the 5th digit. after the decimal. So look at this. Let's come back over here. Type in 9. It literally tells us the string 9 occurs at position 5. Look here. The string 9 occurs at position 5. The 5th digit provided after the decimal in pi. And it is. It is. And folks, all of these have the same value, 3966. Let's keep going. Now, after the number 9, we have the numbers 2, 6, and 5. Okay? Those are initiated after the number 9. Well, look here. Initiating numbers 2, 6, and 5 after the first 9 appears. Now, check this out, folks. It's telling us the first 9. This is the first 9 in the number of pi. And what is following? 2, 6, and 5. It literally says initiating numbers 2, 6, and 5 after the first 9 appears. And that's exactly what we have. Next. What are all of the digits after the decimal? They're 14159265. And the phrase 14159265 named after the decimal. Those are the numbers named after the decimal. Its value, 3966. I'm telling you, folks. I'm telling you. Okay. The number 5. It is the 4th and the 8th number. Okay. So 5 appears twice. It appears in the 4th position and in the 8th position. So if we come up here and we put in 5, it says the string 5 occurs at position 4. So now we can say find next. Well, next, the string 5 occurs at position 8. Okay? So 5 and 8. And what else? 5 is a prime number. Well, look at this phrase. 5 is a prime and aligns at positions 4 and 8 after the decimal in pi. Now, folks, this is what completes the phrase. It says perfection, the numbers don't lie. And that value, 3966. Perfection, the numbers don't lie. As my brother said, as I have said, this is too precise. This is perfection. We are seeing perfection. It is accurately describing everything that we are seeing perfectly on the screen. Okay, the last one. Pi is indispensable, an irrational number, meaning that it never ends and never repeats. Okay? Meaning that it never ends and never repeats. Now, that is what we believe happens. We believe that it never ends, and to our knowledge of 30 some odd trillion numbers, those numbers in the format that they are appearing, that whole string has yet to repeat itself. Okay? That's extraordinary. Now, that doesn't mean that at some point, somewhere way down the line, it couldn't ever circle back around and connect to itself. I don't know that. I'm just saying none of us know that. It very simply could, but we don't know. But to date, we have found over 31 trillion digits after the decimal point in pi. Now, again, folks, the precision of this, it's by design. It is by design. This right here, I mean, these searches I've been showing you here lately, I think have been showing, this all along. But my God, the accuracy of these statements, literally telling us where the numbers are going to fall, and it like literally stating after the decimal, or like the one that tells us that it falls in positions 4 and 8 accurately. We are living inside of a mathematical simulation. And I think it's provable. I mean, this is just extraordinary. Now, something that my brother did bring up is what would have happened if I had typed in 1111 up here? What would it tell us? So it tells us the string 1111 occurs at position 12,700. So let's just look at something. So we know that the base value is 3966. But that's just based on the first 8 digits after the decimal point. Well, we have over 30 trillion numbers left over. So if we were to come over here and type in 1111, or wait, nope, we have to put in the whole phrase, the string, geez, I cannot type today. The string, oh my goodness, 11 occurs at position 12,700. Okay, look at this. So it jumps up to 6373 being the value. Okay. So what that simply means, my brother's thought was, well, how can we find stuff like that and it still equal that value? It's not going to. But here's the kicker. Pi is an incredibly long number. So if we want to find additional phrases, all we have to do is add additional numbers to the end. Think about it. Do you see how the two are connected? It is a code, folks. It is a code. Which means our entire reality could be encoded within pi. And think back what I was saying earlier about what pi deconstructed. The number pi is a mathematical constant that is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter. I'm going to let you guys fill in the blanks here. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Okay. That's going to be it for now. I think this just keeps getting more and more fascinating and intriguing when we find connections like this. I mean, this one, to me, is off the charts. I think a lot of them have been, but this one just really takes the cake. It's extraordinary. So, okay, folks, as always, please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I appreciate all of you being here. I appreciate all of you that like these videos. I wish that more of you would, give them a thumbs up. It just helps the YouTube's algorithm. It helps the videos get seen by more and more people. I have stated in the past that I'm not going to sit here and beg you guys for likes and, whatever, but it does help. It does help. So please give the videos a thumbs up. I want more people to see this. I think more people should see this. Share it, tell others about it. And obviously, do your own research, do your own searches. This Arithmetic program is free. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you. And think what we could do if more of us were doing this and could come together, what we might find. There's a whole world of possibilities out there waiting. Okay, that's it. Until next time, I hope you all take care, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.